Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video I have my August TBR, so let's just get right into it. So I don't film TBR videos all too often. I'm trying to get more in the habit of doing it because I know people do enjoy watching them, but I always feel like my reading moods are so chaotic that actually making a list at the beginning of the month of books I want to read is just totally unnecessary because I literally won't read them. But this month I figured that I actually could do this because I actually found out literally last night that my library actually has a million audiobooks that I did not know about, and that has just changed my whole perspective on reading in general because I didn't know I had access to these, and I found out last night, and so I already have 15 of them checked out, and so I'm gonna go through all of those basically today. Not all of them, but most of them, and because I'm sure that I will actually get to those this month. And so let's just get right into it. A lot of these are going to be actually older books, I think, because there's some that I have just had on my radar for years and kept saying oh yeah, I definitely want to read that, and some of them I even own because I know I want to read them, but I just any book that's over 350 pages for me is I want to listen to the audiobook. I hate reading giant books physically, so I didn't have the access to the audiobooks for these, but now I do, so now a lot of these I'm finally gonna be able to read, so I'm super excited for this month actually. So the first book is Lyrics of a Small Town by Abby Kleins. This book was one of my most anticipated releases. I believe last summer it came out, I think the second book came out this summer, so that would make sense if that one came out last summer, but I just haven't gotten around to it. For whatever reason, the first book, this one, is not on Kindle Unlimited, and I've come to the realization lately, and I know this is a very unpopular book opinion, that I really hate reading physical books. I will always choose an ebook or an audiobook over a physical book. I just find they're very inconvenient to hold and read, and I don't know. They have been annoying me lately, which is so strange, and obviously I own a million of them, so that's kind of a problem. But this one I have on my shelf. I've wanted to read since it came out, but because I couldn't get an ebook or an audiobook, I've kind of just been putting it off. And so I finally have access to the audiobook for this one. And this is one of Abby Kleins' newer, I guess, books. And it is a new adult romance. Obviously, it follows a girl who ends up moving to this small town. I don't think she ever lived there previously, but maybe she visited her grandmother there. Her grandmother has passed, and she's left a list of things for this girl to do in this town. So she decides she's gonna move there for the summer to do all these things on the list, and then I guess pack up and go back to wherever she normally lives. And of course, while she's there, she ends up meeting a guy, and I guess she's unraveling all these secrets of the town at the same time. So I'm kind of excited about that aspect as well. I'll probably read the second book as well after this one, which is Whispers of a Broken Halo. So I'll probably read both of them. I know that one follows Rio, who I guess is in the previous books. I know a lot of people that read Lyrics of a Small Town were really hyped up for Rio's books, so I'm hoping that that is worth the hype, and I guess people really like him, so hopefully I end up really liking him. And so I'm excited to read this one because, like I said, this is one that I've wanted to read since last year and just haven't had the right format for me to do that, so I'm excited to get to this one this month. Next is Medicine Man by Saffron Kent, and this one was one that Lovely Like Laura, who's my favorite booktuber of all time, recommended a lot during a period of time in her videos, and I constantly had it on my list of oh, I need to get to that book eventually. But this one I'm pretty sure is one of the ones that's a little bit on the long side, and I didn't really want to physically read it. I actually did buy the ebook of this one. I saw it for 99 cents one day and picked it up, and have just never gotten around to it. So when I saw that the audiobook was available from my library, I snatched that up so fast, and so I'm really excited to get to this one. This one follows, all I know about this one is it follows a girl who's in a psychiatric hospital who ends up dating her doctor, I think, or her psychiatrist, which obviously in real life would have all kinds of red flags all over that, but in a book I'm whatever. And so this one has been on my radar, like I said, for a while now, and I just haven't gotten to it, so I'm really excited to finally get to read this one. Next is a series, I guess. I have gotten up to number 3 in the Wicked Villain series by Katie Roberts, and I listening to those as audiobooks. My regular library app actually had the first 3 as audiobooks, but then it stopped, like they didn't have the rest of them. And this new library thing that I have access to has all of them, so I can now read The Beast, and then I think the other 2 are, one is like something with Ursula, I think it's got like a tentacle on the cover, so I think it's like an Ariel Ursula kind of thing, and the other one is, I believe, like Alice in Wonderland, I want to say. I could be wrong on that. I think it's like Queen of Hearts, kind of. Maybe totally wrong on that entirely. But I want to finish that series as a whole. This is like a Disney retelling, but like not a retelling at all. Like, that made no sense. It's not a retelling. It's more like the Disney characters existing in like a real world kind of setting, but also not really. Like, the previous ones have been, the first one was like Jasmine gets with Jafar, and then the second one was Hades, I think, and I can't even remember what happened in that one. There's one that deals with Captain Hook. Like, they're all like the Disney sort of characters, but it's like definitely like not like a children's book. Like, it's like the Disney characters are in like an adult, very adult romance kind of thing. But I have been wanting to finish this series, but I just like really don't think that I would ever sit down and read these. So the audiobooks are really good because I can get them done really quickly. They're really short little books, so they're like super quick to fly through on audio. And so I'm hoping to wrap up that series this month. Next is With You Forever by Chloe Liese. This is another one of the Bergman Brothers books. This is book 4. I just read book 3 last month, so I'm hoping to wrap up this series as well, although it's not done being written, so like I want to at least like get caught up to the point where they're being published. And so this is number 4. This one follows Axel, I'm pretty sure, who is like the sort of like reclusive artist of the family, I guess. I'm really excited for his book because I did really like him in the last book, so I'm excited for that, and I already think I know who he's going to get with, so I'm excited for that too. And then the other book in the series I want to read is Everything for You, which obviously from the cover, like literally all I know about this is the cover. Obviously it's an MM romance, so I'm really excited to see how Chloe does that, because I haven't read like an MM romance from her before. I don't know that she's written one other than this one, so I'm excited to see what that one has to offer, and so I'm hoping to get those 2 done this month as well. Those are the newest ones, like I can't even remember the name now, I just said it. The one with the red cover with the soccer players on it is the Everything for You, that's what it's called. That one is the newest release, just came out in May, I'm pretty sure, so once I get that one done I will be up to date on that series as well. Next I want to read the Twisted Love series. The first 3 are available from my library through these audiobooks. I don't know if there's a 4th one out. I don't even know if there's going to be a 4th one. I don't know like anything about this series. Other than that, I have seen it absolutely everywhere. I literally know nothing about it, and I don't want to know anything about it, I don't think, going into it. So all I know is this is like a romance. I think it's like new adult. I want to say they're like college age in this. I have literally no clue. And I just like want to go in blind and read these because everyone has been hyping these up so much that I don't want to like read a description and then get like more hyped up or less hyped up or whatever. I just want to like go into it and see what happens kind of thing. So I'm hoping to get all 3 of those done this month as well. Like I said, know nothing about them, want to keep it that way, but those are on my TBR for this month. Next is The Wrong Game by Candy Steiner. I really want to read The Blind Side by Candy Steiner, but I haven't found the audiobook for that yet, so I may just read that one physically. But this one I did find the audiobook for, and I've seen this one around quite a bit, and it has some decent reviews. This one sounds like it's about a girl who bought like season tickets to, I believe it's a football team, like their season tickets for her ex-husband, who I guess like they got divorced before she gave them to him. So she now has these season seats, and she's got like this plan where she's gonna have a different guy sit with her every night, and I guess I would imagine there's one guy who just doesn't leave. And so I'm excited to read this. Like I said, it has some good reviews. I've heard some good things about her books. I've never read one before, but I'm always down for a good, you know, I guess it's not a sports romance, even though it's got a football on the cover, which is kind of deceiving. But I'm interested to see how this one goes because, like I said, I've never read any of her books, but I've heard a lot of good things, so I'm excited for this one. And lastly, I want to read Hooked by Emily McIntyre. This one has been on my radar forever, and haven't read it because, again, audiobook access, but this is available from this new library thing. So I'm gonna hopefully get to this one as well. They only have the first one though, so I won't be able to read the next two unless I read them on Kindle Unlimited. But this one I believe is sort of like the Katie Robert books, where it's like a Disney villain sort of retelling kind of thing. I don't know a lot about this at all. I know this one follows like Captain Hook, obviously, I would imagine. And I think they have like the same names, like I think his name's actually Hook, but I don't know that the story is the same. I love anything that's like loosely based on Disney. Like it doesn't even have to be like a retelling. Like if it just even has the names, like that's enough for me. Like I love those kinds of things. And so I'm excited to give this series a shot and see if I like it as much as the other series. And so those are some of the books I'm planning on reading this August. Obviously there probably will be many more that I read as well, but that is like my main goal for August, is to get these books done. And so that is everything for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below. I do new book videos every single week, and I'll see you next time.